Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. The digital marketing ecosystem can feel, frankly, incredibly overwhelming. But today, we're going to turn all that noise into an actionable, easy-to-understand toolkit. Whether you're an aspiring marketer, running a small business, or honestly just trying to figure out how the modern internet economy actually works, you are in the exact right place. We're going to take a mountain of information and distill it into a simple blueprint so you can totally master the digital landscape of 2026.
Think about this for a second. By 2026, a massive 75% of global ad spend is shifting entirely to digital platforms. 75%. So why the huge migration? Well, businesses absolutely have to go where their customers are, and today we are always online. Driven by this explosion in e-commerce, hyper-personalized data tracking, and the crazy reality that a tiny local shop can now sell to the entire globe with just a few clicks, the future of business is undeniably digital.
But hey, let's not get ahead of ourselves. At its very core, what actually is digital marketing? Simply put, it's about reaching and engaging your customers exactly where they already hang out, online. It's totally measurable, it's highly interactive, and it is 100% driven by data. You can literally launch a campaign today and watch the results roll in real time. We're talking clicks, engagements, and sales, right there on your screen in a matter of minutes.
To help you navigate this whole booming landscape, we're going to follow a really clear, structured blueprint. We'll cover the digital marketing ecosystem, core channels and strategies, keywords and paid ads, video and email marketing, and finally, building a lasting brand.
All right, let's kick things off with part one, the digital marketing ecosystem. Let's look at why this shift is happening and how it stacks up against the old way of doing things.
We are basically witnessing a great migration right now. The sky-high costs of traditional print, radio, and TV are just losing their punch. They're expensive, they're slow, and worst of all, they are incredibly hard to track. Digital marketing completely flips that script. It brings lower costs, a truly global reach, and incredibly robust analytics to the table. But the real superpower, that would be precise retargeting. Think about it. If 100 people visit your shoe store website and only 2 buy something, a traditional billboard forgets about the other 98. Digital marketing lets you retarget those exact 98 people with specific ads while they're browsing elsewhere on the web. It's a total game changer.
Okay, moving right along to part two, core channels and strategies. Let's pop open that digital marketing toolkit and see what we're working with. First up, we have SEO, or search engine optimization. Now, think of SEO like planting a garden. You're nurturing your website, you're pruning your content, and you're building a strong foundation so that, eventually, it blooms right there on the first page of Google search results. It's a completely organic process, which means you don't pay a dime for the clicks, but it does require some real patience, fantastic content, and a bit of technical optimization. So, while SEO acts as your organic foundation, your toolkit has plenty of other heavy hitters. You've got pay-per-click, or PPC, acting as your paid shortcut straight to the top of the search engines. You combine that with content marketing, things like sharing valuable blogs, infographics, or podcasts, to really build trust with your audience. Then there's social media marketing, which is where your brand actually talks to and listens to its community. And of course, email marketing, which honestly remains one of the absolute highest ROI channels for generating loyal leads. When you get all these channels working together in harmony, your brand becomes virtually unstoppable.
Let's jump into part 3, keywords and paid ads. We need to talk about the engines that drive your traffic, because honestly, having a gorgeous website doesn't mean a thing if nobody can find it.
Keyword research is basically your treasure map. It connects you with the specific people you actually want to invite over to your website. Imagine you're throwing a massive party. You wouldn't just pull random people in off the street, right? You want guests who genuinely want to be there. Finding out exactly what your audience is typing into Google ensures you're pulling in highly qualified traffic that is ready to engage, or better yet, ready to buy.
Now, to get this right, you have to balance 3 different types of keywords. First, you have short-tail keywords, something broad like marketing. These get massive search volume, but man, they are brutally competitive. Then you have long-tail keywords like how to do keyword research. These have lower search volume, but way less competition. And crucially, a person typing that in is usually much closer to making a buying decision. Finally, we have LSI, or semantic keywords. These are just related terms that help search engines understand the broader context of your content, giving your overall relevance a nice little boost.
And if you are dipping your toes into paid ads, you have got to know about Google's AI Max. It's incredible. Gone are the days of sitting there manually typing out hundreds of exact match keywords. AI Max actually looks at the underlying intent behind a user's search. It automatically customizes your ad text to match what they actually want, and it even dynamically changes the final URL, sending that person straight to the most relevant product page on your site instead of just dumping them on your homepage. It's basically a built-in strategic partner finding hidden customers you probably would have missed entirely.
Moving into part 4, video and email marketing. Let's look at the engagement tools that keep your audience coming back, starting with the undisputed king of content right now.
Get this, YouTube currently commands a full quarter of all global mobile usage, with over 2.5 billion monthly users. The sheer power there is undeniable. In fact, video content is 12 times more likely to be watched than text is to be read. People want to see your products in action, they want to learn something, and they want to be entertained. If you aren't integrating video, especially short-form, vertical video, which has crazy high completion rates, you are leaving a massive segment of your potential audience on the table.
But listen, don't let the flashiness of video make you forget about the quiet powerhouse in the room, email marketing. It is still incredibly cost-effective and brings in an unbelievable average ROI of 30 to 1. Why? Because you actually own that audience list. You don't have to keep paying algorithmic gatekeepers just to say hello to your own fans. By setting up automated sequences, like a welcome drip campaign for new folks or a quick reminder for someone who left an item sitting in their digital cart, you are constantly nurturing relationships and driving sales in the background 24/7.
Which brings us to our final section, Part 5, Building a Lasting Brand. This is where we tie all those tactics, the SEO, the ads, the emails, together with the actual soul of your business.
A strong brand goes way beyond just marketing. It's a careful mix of foundational elements that spark a real emotional connection. You've got your logo, acting as an instant visual symbol. Think of the Nike swoosh. You've got your tagline, perfectly wrapping up your promise to the customer. And don't underestimate your color palette. It's a huge emotional trigger. Think about the high-energy excitement of Coca-Cola's red versus the relaxed, earthy vibe of Starbucks green. Even the typography you choose sets the entire mood before a customer even reads a single word.
So you've got to make a major choice about your corporate architecture. Are you going to be a house of brands? That's where you create totally separate identities for different products, kind of like how Coca-Cola manages Diet Coke and Coke Zero as completely different entities for different types of buyers. Or will you build a branded house? That's where you use one massive unified identity that covers everything you do, like Apple or Virgin, where the parent company's reputation just instantly carries over to every new thing they launch.
All right, you have the full toolkit. Now let's turn it into an action plan. Here is your concrete 5-step roadmap to launch your very first digital marketing campaign today. Step 1, define exactly what you want. More traffic, leads, sales. Step 2, identify the specific pain points of your target audience. Step 3, create content that actually solves those problems. Step 4, launch it with a small budget just to test the waters. And Step 5, relentlessly measure, track, and optimize based on what the data tells you. You've got the blueprint, you know the tools, and you have the strategy. The digital ecosystem of 2026 is absolutely packed with opportunity, but it is not going to wait around for you. So here's what I want you to ask yourself. In a world where literally every single competitor is just one click away, what is the one unique step you are going to take today to make sure your brand isn't forgotten tomorrow?